In 2025, you can't make these mistakes, these 7 mistakes that I'm going to show you right now in this video. Hey guys, how are you doing? Everything good? I'm Edipo Kleber, an architect, and I want to show you right now 7 common mistakes that in a way are even part of the culture, let's say, of Brazilian renovation culture. However, nowadays when we design a new apartment or a new house, we hardly ever use these 7 items that I'm going to show you now, which even I consider to be mistakes. And I'd like to hear your opinion here in the comments. First, lighting itself around the TV. It's very common for us to see spotlights, especially spotlights aimed right above our TV. I ask you, why would you have lighting above your TV? Edipo Kleber, just turn it off, just leave it off. When I'm not watching, I leave it on. When I'm watching, I leave it off. Now why? Tell me. What's the point of putting lighting, usually a spotlight, to shine above your TV? If you have a beautiful panel behind your TV, you have a 60 or 70-inch TV and so on. And then you go and put a spotlight in the gypsum ceiling to shine exactly above your TV. Guys, I always say this here. Those who have been following me for a long time know there's no need for that. Unless on the wall behind your TV you have a shelf above the TV, and then you have decorative objects, you have plants. Then you put a LED strip there, some mini spotlights and so on, which I think is very interesting that way. But if you don't have it, okay? Is it just the TV and above it is already the ceiling? There's no need. I always tell you this. For me, that's a mistake. Not leaving a recess at the base of your kitchen cabinet. This can even cause health problems for you. Listen to what I'm about to tell you. Let's even talk about ergonomics and public health. Let's put it that way, right? You're there building your house, you're renovating, you're going to work on your kitchen. You know that little base that stays between the floor and the bottom of your custom cabinet? We need to have a recess there, okay? I usually like to leave at least 10 centimeters, okay? 10 centimeters, which is about this much. Look, why do we have to leave it? It's not that I like it, it's that we need to leave this recess in our base, in our toe kick of our custom cabinetry. Because when you stand up, leaning against your countertop, when you're washing dishes, when you're preparing food and everything else, it's natural for the tip of your foot to go beyond the line of your body. Just stand up and you'll see. Hold on, watch the video first, then you can try this out. Stand up and you'll see that the tip of your foot will go past the line of your body here. So that's natural. We need to leave this recess in our toe kick, in our base, in our kitchen. So if you're going to renovate, don't make this mistake. Don't align the base of your kitchen directly with your furniture. Your cabinet ends here, you pull back 10 centimeters and make your base there, and you'll have much more functionality in your kitchen day to day. Parallel lighting. Imagine you who live in a large space, have a large space in your house and don't have 3-way lighting. Like, what is 3-way lighting? It's very easy for you to understand, okay? You walk into your house, press the switch and turn on the lights in your house. Then you went there, had a snack and all, and you're going to sleep. You're going to your room, to your bedroom. Then you have a long way there. Of course, nobody lives in a house that's kilometers long, right? We have a reasonable amount of space. But it's much more comfortable for you to turn on the lights, the general lighting of your space, your living room, at the entrance, and turn it off at the exit or at the entrance to your bedroom. Imagine at night you go to the kitchen, okay? I'll use a very practical example here. You go to the kitchen, then you open the bedroom door and you need to go to the living room to turn on the main light there before you get to the kitchen. Wouldn't it be easier if you had a 3-way switch? You open the bedroom door, turn it on here, and you can turn it off in the kitchen or vice versa. I entered the apartment. I turned it on here and off at my bedroom entrance. That's what I want you to understand. 3-way and even 4-way switching with 3 or more control points. Are you renovating? Doing a small renovation? Are you changing the lighting? Consider installing 3-way switches which will make your house much more functional in your daily life. Lowering the ceiling in your house, in your rooms, when you already have a low ceiling height. Pay attention to this because it's very important too. I get a lot of questions about this every day in the comments on my videos, okay? Yeah, like I live in an apartment, it has a ceiling height of 2.40 meters. From the finished floor to the slab, it's 2.40 meters. Is it worth installing a lowered plaster ceiling here in my house? It depends. Why do I say it depends? If you're going to do something decorative, for example, an open cove or a closed cove, I agree with you. Now, if you're going to do a full ceiling in this room, in your apartment, and it already has a low ceiling like 2.40 or 2.35 meters, in my opinion, it's not worth it, okay? Doing a full drop ceiling. It's already low and you're going to take away even more centimeters of height. Soon you'll have that feeling of, wow, I'm being squeezed inside my own house, inside my own apartment. So don't make that mistake. Do you have a room with a low ceiling? Don't do a drop ceiling with plaster, drywall, PVC, wood, or any material. Think about an open cove detail that just goes around the edges. Think about a closed cove detail. You can even consider molding, all right? Think about wallpaper or something similar, but don't do the drop ceiling. Don't make that mistake, okay? Polished floor in the bathroom. Guys, this is also a matter of health. It's a matter of safety if you're renovating your bathroom. For bathroom floors, always use a satin finish, okay? I'm not talking about the type of material, whether it's porcelain or ceramic. I'm not talking about the type. Okay? I'm talking about the finish, about the surface of your floor there. It's always satin for safety reasons. The satin porcelain tile floor gives you the feeling, and this is proven, of traction, of safety, of not slipping, okay? Obviously, even when the satin floor is as rough as possible, if it gets wet, especially with soap, it will become slippery, okay? That's natural. But in daily life, you just took a shower, dried off and all, and you're about to leave the bathroom and so on, right? And the floor is polished, your slippers are wet, right? For example, I tend to leave the bathroom barefoot. As strange as it may seem, I don't usually shower with slippers on, okay? It's not something natural. You might even find it strange, but it's a habit I've had since I was a kid. I'm used to showering barefoot. So when I get out, I have a little rug there, and I already leave the bathroom with my foot still a bit damp. My foot is a bit damp, but even so, I still step on the floor of my bathroom. So it's a satin finish floor, not polished, all right? Don't make this mistake when renovating. If you're going to renovate your bathroom, don't put in a polished floor. No, it should be a satin finish floor. Yellow lighting in your kitchen. I've already told you this in other videos as well. The lighting, the color temperature in the kitchen should always be neutral white or cool white. Kitchen lighting. For laundry areas, for bathrooms, those of you who follow me know that I always like to advise you to use neutral white or cool white lighting. And especially in the kitchen, okay? At most, neutral white, all right? You can't, this is just my opinion, okay guys? You can disagree, there's no problem with that. If you have warm white lighting and you like warm white lighting in your kitchen, that's fine. Taste is taste, there's no arguing about it. But my advice as an architect for the project I'm going to do for you is always to use neutral white or cool white lighting. Never use warm white in a kitchen for many reasons that I've already explained to you here in our videos and on all my social media. So it's a mistake for me, it's a mistake, okay? For you it might be, or it might not. I want to hear your opinion, leave a comment for me here. And thresholds, right guys? Nowadays, we shouldn't use thresholds to separate rooms in our house anymore. The use of thresholds to separate rooms fell out of use a long time ago, especially between living rooms and bedrooms, or living rooms and kitchens, right? In our homes, we don't use thresholds anymore. At most, just a small strip about 4 or 5 centimeters wide, right? Or even a thin transition strip, something very discreet aesthetically so it doesn't draw attention. A threshold is very good. The threshold, okay? I'm not going to criticize the threshold, it's very good. It's a type of product, right? It's an aesthetic feature that we use in other situations, but not to separate your living room from your bedroom or your living room from your kitchen, okay? All right, guys? So here are 7 mistakes that you won't make during your home renovation when building your new house or your apartment, okay? I'd like to hear your opinion if you agree with me. Yeah, like I totally agree with what you said. I'm with you. I totally back that. Comment here for me. I'd like to hear your opinion. Or if you disagree. No, like about the first, second, or third one, I disagree with you. I have it at home. I think it's really cool. That's what we have to do. We have to exchange these ideas and opinions so we can broaden our knowledge online, okay? Big hugs. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like this video, drop a like, and leave your comment too, okay? See you in the next video.